In our bustling working environments now, how important is it for companies to create a fun and fulfilling working environment for the employees? Now, Nando's believes in creating opportunities for the employees by fostering familial and jovial environment around them and giving them a platform on the world stage to show their talents. Nando's International Grillers Challenge in Dublin, Ireland gave 5 fellow Malaysian grillers a chance to test their skills among the world's best Nando's chicken grillers. This is their journey.
Saya Nazri, umur saya 31 tahun. Saya berasal daripada Johor Bahru. Saya bekerja di Nando's lebih kurang 4 tahun.
Nama saya Muhammad Hafiz bin Noh, berasal daripada Kuching, Sarawak. Umur saya 27 tahun. Saya bekerja di Nando's 2016 until now.
Pengalaman yang saya tak pernah rasa. Kita tengok negara orang melalui TV je. Ini dapat the life depan mata.
Perasaan saya memang excited. Memang banyak juga diorang bagi tip, bagi semangat.
Hai, nama saya Siti Jamila, boleh panggil saya Mila. Umur saya 22 tahun. Saya berasal daripada Johor Bahru.
First time?
Yes, first time. Rasa nervous, excited sebab jumpa kawan-kawan.
Nama saya Muhammad Saleh Hamid Saleh. Boleh panggil saya Han lah. Umur 25, saya asal dari Kuching, Sarawak. Saya bekerja berkhidmat untuk Nando's dalam 3 tahun lebih lah. Yes, ni first time saya pergi overseas. Agak seronok lah dapat sampai sini sebab bukan nak senang kita nak dapat peluang yang macam ni.
Nama saya Muhammad Syamil Roslan. Saya berasal daripada Ipoh, Perak. Sekarang saya menetap di Johor Bahru dan bekerja di Singapura lebih kurang 8 ke 9 tahun. Ini first time saya ke overseas dan saya rasa ni peluang lah, bonus bagi saya jumpa dengan kawan-kawan daripada Malaysia, daripada Zimbabwe, all around the world.
Harapan untuk esok, saya harap tiada apa-apa masalah, dipermudahkan segalanya. Macam mana yang dirancang dari awal, macam itulah yang saya harapkan.
Harapan esok memang nak menang, Malaysia nak menang. Itu yang penting sebelum nak menang.
Ya, harapan, I hope boleh buat yang terbaik lah. InsyaAllah dengan izin Tuhan. InsyaAllah can do it. Malaysia boleh.
Ya, harapan saya untuk esok, saya harap saya dapat buat yang terbaik untuk Malaysia. Mengharumkan nama Malaysia dan Nando's Malaysia lah.
Harapan kalau boleh datang sini jauh-jauh memang nak menang. Siapa tak nak menang? Tapi kalau kita dah buat habis baik, tapi bila competition di, kita punya nervous, dia automatik kan. Kalau datang nervous, kita boleh mungkin lupa step apa semua tu, normal. Tapi kalau boleh, saya nak buat terbaik. Harap doa daripada keluarga, kawan-kawan mengiringi saya untuk esok. InsyaAllah saya akan buat yang terbaik.
bangga lah sebab ramai support saya dan ramai tanya, go Mila, so rasa macam wow. Semangat lah. Yes, semangat. First kali kita tengok betul-betul ayam tu perfect ke tak. Kulit dia kita kena tengok lah daripada skin, stokin dia. Dan banyak challenge lah dekat sini. Sebab ayam ni kan putih kan. So macam saya tengah fikir apa saya nak buat dengan ayam ni. Sekarang ni kita guna 2 whole chicken. Seekor ayam, no cut. Then lagi seekor tu kita cut. So ada half hot, quarter mild, quarter lemon. Challenge lah, yes.
Perasaan tadi amat gementar sikit. Biasalah event kan, tournament. Tapi so far dah lepas, alhamdulillah okey. Bagi saya, first step saya adalah sebenarnya api yang main peranan kan, bukannya ayam. Tapi kita kena cari api yang betul mana kita nak letak ayam tu untuk menjadikan ayam tu perfect, apa yang kita nak. Potong ayam tu kita kena potong ikut dia punya SOP lah. Dia punya, so dia ada seekor, dia ada half, quarter. So masing-masing dapat bahagian yang masing-masing.
Alhamdulillah, saya rasa lega. Apa yang saya tunggu-tunggu selama ni, yang cakap tidur malam pun tak lena kan, akhirnya dah selesai tadi. Pada saya nak handle ayam dia lah, pasal dia punya ayam dengan kita memang different. Saya rasa syukur alhamdulillah sebab apa yang saya nak saya dapat buat dekat sini sama macam dekat Malaysia. Saya nak terima kasih lah kepada orang-orang, keluarga yang banyak doa untuk saya.
Okey, bagi saya step yang susah cuma bila kita tengah turn ayam tu. So, kita perlu dapatkan grill line ataupun tak sebab kita kena kawal ayam tu sebaik mungkin. So, slowly lah untuk dapatkan juiciness, grill line, crispy and tenderness. Okey, bila dah habis, saya masak ayam, lega and saya berpuas hati dengan ayam saya masak hari ni. Saya memang buat yang terbaik daripada sebelum ni.
Semasa buat, pada mulanya mengakulah saya agak sedikit nervous tapi dapat support daripada kawan, cheer yang bagus. Saya try ikut flow dan saya try relax. Lepas tu saya try tengok macam mana flow dan okey, saya try tarik nafas dan alhamdulillah okey. Saya buat habis baik dah, insyaAllah. Pada challenge saya nak cari dia punya kepanasan, dia punya grill plate tu. Pasal saya punya side dengan yang ada side, dia punya ni api tak berapa nak ni. So saya kena ambil time, saya letak tangan macam mana tengok. Okey, dapat spot, baru saya go. Saya rasa dengan apa yang saya buat sekejap tadi ni, saya rasa alhamdulillah, saya rasa saya happy. Saya puas hati dengan apa yang saya buat. Dan saya rasa saya dah cukup training. Kalau ada rezeki saya, insyaAllah tak ke mana. Kalau tak ada, saya cuba lagi, mungkin tak ada kot.
I was still very young when my colleague, co-founder, best friend, brother, we worked together in a consumer electronics company where consumer electronics company where he was on the marketing side and I was on the technical side, and we became more than working colleagues. We became excellent friends. And going back to 1985, we always used to go and find a place to eat, to have lunch during our lunch breaks. And being Portuguese and close to the Portuguese community, I used to take him to all these little Portuguese places. And one of them was a place called Chicken Land, which in our mind had the best grilled chicken. And so what happened was...
So Chicken Land was already a brand.
So Chicken Land was a corner cafe that used to sell from chicken to cigarettes to vegetables to prawns, calamari, anything and everything that that people wanted.
Okay.
So, and that was one of the places where we used to go for lunch. And what happened was the consumer electronic business got sold. And this was now 86, 87. South Africa was going through turbulent times. So, you know, it was in the process of the abolishment of apartheid, in the process of Nelson Mandela being released, and there was so much uncertainty. And with the consumer electronics business being sold, you know, Robbie and I left the business. And from my perspective, I had two options. One is I stayed in South Africa and did something different, something on my own. And the other alternative was to actually immigrate. One of the things we knew is that we loved South Africa a hell of a lot. And we were comfortable there. And more importantly, we wanted to make a difference. You know, we believed in the future of the country. So Robbie and I got together because we always stayed in touch, even when we both left. And we said, well, let's do something together. And the big question was, what? And don't ask me how it came about, but we decided that we wanted to go into the food business. And the opportunity that we saw is that where with Italian food, Chinese food, you know, it had become global. In other words, Italian food had gone to the rest of the world in pizzas, in pastas and so on. We thought there was a great opportunity to take Portuguese food to the world. So, naively, that was our vision. And we thought, you know, if we can get this magnificent grilled chicken to work in South Africa and take it outside of the Portuguese community, but to the whole of South Africa, surely it would have potential for more. And in essence, that's how it all began. You know, I always say there were a few things that we had in our favor. So we were young, we were ambitious, we had lots of energy, and we were naive. So, and I think when you got those ingredients, you can certainly venture out and think you can conquer the world, and
Nothing can stop you.
nothing will stop us. And that's very much what happened, you know. So going back to 1987, that we set on the journey that still goes on today, and hopefully for many generations to come. So Piri Piri chicken was unknown to the South Africans, and the bird's eye chili, in other words, the peri peri, was very unknown to the South Africans. So we had a huge marketing job ahead of us, and you know, and in those days we had very, very little money, so we had to find a way on how do we become noticeable, and so we did a lot of controversial type of advertising, and when I say controversial, outside the industry norm, but something that people would notice and it would catch the eye in a positive in a positive sense, and that brought people to try and to test. One thing we realized is that what was important was for us to get very good people around us. So one of the things that we did from the early days was make a huge investment in people, because I still see us very much as a people's company that happens to sell chicken, you know, and sell a great chicken. But it's really been, you know, the success has been more around the magnificent people that we've had around us and helping us, which we call Nandokas. And you know, they certainly bring a lot of passion and soul to the business, because I believe that we've got a very special culture in that we're just a humble brand from humble beginnings, and you know, we live by our values, and our values are pride, passion, courage, integrity, family, and this is a huge family. It's a very, very big family and a happy family. You know, it's in you, and when it's in you, you got to ensure that you're transferring it, that it's rubbing onto the new people that join us, and you do it not by talking about it, but by practicing it. And our view is that we need to, you know, we always say that we've got peri-peri in our veins, and peri-peri is hot. So we've got to ensure that, you know, we keep on transferring that that passion and those values into all the newcomers, and that they understand what Nando's is all about. And I think today edition you had the opportunity to experience, you know, what this brand is really all about, because we celebrate, you know, everyone who plays who contributes to the well-being of the brand. And today we had the opportunity to celebrate grillers from all around the world, and you saw a grilling competition, you know, that celebrates, you know, everyone that at the end of the day is responsible to making the best chicken, to ensure that the customer, when he walks in, is served, you know, a very good piece of chicken. And you know, these grillers are as important in Nando's as anyone else, as you know, the CEO of the business, and we're all the same. We just got different responsibilities. So I would like to say that as a basic wish would be for Nando's to continue being successful, and to continue, you know, growing. More importantly, would be to keep changing people's lives, to make a difference in this world, to embrace programs like the Purpose program we have, where it's about doing the right thing, it's about being a better me, it's about, you know, making this world a better place for all of us. And you know, we've got a few initiatives, and hopefully we can do more and more, and let the brand be known for a brand of goodness that serves great chicken from one perspective and changes many people's lives at the same time. At the same time.
All right, thank you so much, Fernando.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, so we've actually been in Malaysia for 21 years. I started the business 21 years ago, and the company's evolved a lot. You know, we went from being table service to being fast casual and reverting back to table service. So it's a brand that's constantly changing. Now, at the current moment, we're consolidating the business in the sense that we're really focusing on our people. We're talking about our culture, because 5 years ago, we decided we would expand the business exponentially. But we realized and we learned that we didn't have the people in place. So basically, we're taking our best people and putting it into our restaurants. And as a result, you were having all these young junior people who were not trained up to lead the business. Anyway, things started turning around, and we're now at a stage where we've got a pipeline. We've focused heavily on culture over the last year. We've focused a lot on compass, which is basically our directional and our changing lives of our people, and it's been impactful. So, you know, if a year ago we had maybe 100 foreign workers in the Malaysian system, we're now proudly fully Malaysian as such. And it's been a long process. It's about building the employer brand value. It's about doing all the right things, and it's about changing lives of our people as well. As I said, so we've been on a consolidation exercise. You know, we expanded too fast. There were a few restaurants that we thought were not in great locations. We've slowly closed them. We're now at a stage where we're actually probably ready to start looking at expanding again. We're on a moderate growth right now, so 2-3 restaurants a year for the last 3 years. Next year, we'll probably start looking at expanding again. But I think our strategy and expansion is going to change quite a lot. We were in majority of the top malls in KL and the rest of Malaysia already. And so in expanding, we're going to have to look at shop lot models, maybe smaller concept models. And some exercise needs to be done in exploring that angle. The brand originated from South Africa, and South Africa is a brand, is a country that really was all about the spirit of the Rainbow Nation, right? So it's all about diversity, lots of different ethnicity, and not too dissimilar to Malaysia and Singapore. So in inculcating that kind of culture, it's gone through all over the world into every single Nandokas, and it's something that we really embrace: equality, diversity. And acceptance and growth as well. So it all falls under a big umbrella called changing lives, and that's our purpose in the business. And it's been really impactful stuff in the sense that, you know, there's something called the Nandoka deal, and we're making sure that our lives of our Nandokas, which are the people who work for Nando's, all are treated equally, they're treated fairly, above minimum wages. For instance, they have proper hostels, 2 to a room or 1 to a room, and they get proper opportunities to be heard, to be trained, and to grow within the business. In Singapore, we have a program called SCORE, where we work with ex-offenders. It's basically the prisoners that were in Changi, and provide them with opportunity to work in Nando's in the last 6 months of Nando's. And worldwide, we have a program called the Master Grillers Competition, which is where you are right now in Dublin. So every single griller around the world will compete to represent their country. And it's such a huge opportunity. You're talking about guys who, you know, not every single griller has ever owned a passport before. So some of them were SPM leavers. And suddenly they're flying around the world, going to Dublin to represent Malaysia. It's a huge opportunity, and those guys really recognize the recognition that we've given them, and they tend to be better Nandokas. They come back. There's a maturity that they've developed, and most of them develop into leadership positions. We have a program for onboarding new Nandokas, so every single Nandoka will go through this program. On top of that, and I think it's a 2 or 3 months program that they go on, and they get inculcated, they get trained in every single position that there is in the business. On top of that, because culture is something that, you know, that has to be lived within the system, right? There's no point us talking about it, but people actually have to live it within the business. So we've done this wonderful thing where every Thursday is something called a Compass Day. And every Thursday, the patrol or the restaurant manager will drive activities within the business, and they'll talk about the values, they'll talk about the attitudes, so, you know, and basically the customers' feelings as such. So all three talk to each other, and that inculcates the culture within the business. It's a conversation that's being talked about in every single business around the world, I think. But what we did in Nando's about 5 years ago was why does a Nandoka want to work in Nando's? You know, yes, you got salaries, yes, you got all this, you know, the benefits and everything else, but they want more, and there's that why piece, and that's why we came up with this changing lives, and it has to mean more, right? There has to be a brand affinity, and there's got to be that emotional love. As I said, there needs to be recognition, and there's a sense of purpose for the Nandokas. So they need to know that we're ethically sourcing our products. They need to know that we're doing good. So the art program that you see around all our walls, we're the largest South African contemporary art collectors in the world. And we do that by working with the South African artists, the young and upcoming artists in South Africa. In Malaysia, we've got our Nando's Art Initiative as well, and we've launched many, many young artists into the world, the bigger, wider world in Malaysia. We work with the malaria program. As I said, we work with SCORE, which is the ex-offenders. Our peri-peri farms are basically providing seedlings to impoverished villages in the African countries, and then we buy all these chilies back to them. So not only do we provide the expertise, but we're also buying back. And for an employee, I think to work with a business that really, really does do good as such, I think it means a lot more for them. It means a lot more to know that they're not just working for a company that just pays and that's it. There's recognition, there's heart, and we're really building a brand that goes deeper than just a functional brand as such.